Alright friends, so I'm going to pull this Sta-Rite pump out and we're going to put a seal in the front of it, and we're also going to seal the faceplate. The faceplate's actually, you can see it's got a little bit of a leak. Not bad, but we're going to seal, put a seal in it and seal that faceplate. So this right here is how we're going to do it. First, I'm going to take a 1/4-inch bit. I'm going to loosen my ground right here. I'm going to get it off, so just kind of push it out of the way. Next, I'm going to take my 7/16 and pull the through bolts out. This thing has been changed before, so there's actually no bolts on the other side, and there was from the factory, so whoever did this didn't put them back in. Another thing they didn't do is there is a bleeder line. You can see it right here, and they actually plugged the bleeder line. They didn't hook it back up. If the bleeder line was there, what I would do is take a pair of needle nose vice grips and just pinch it like that to keep water coming out of it. But you can see somebody stuck a bolt and a clamp in it, so they did that. The next thing I'm going to do is close my slice valves, or gate, whatever you want to call them. There's one back here. Got it unplugged, of course, from the board, and I'm not going to fully pull it out of the tub. I'm just going to turn it right here, and we're going to work on it and change it, and I'll show you how to do it real quick. So you've got two nuts right here. I use oil filter pliers, and what we're going to do is just loosen both these nuts. You're going to lose a little bit of water. So if you're in the house or somewhere where you don't need to get it wet, you need to have a wet dry vac ready, because you are going to lose some water. And if the slice valves aren't real good, you're going to lose a lot of water. And it looks like my slice valve is terrible right here, so I'm going to actually take the water out of this tub real quick so we can do this without it pouring. So just hang with me. So if I don't, I'm going to flood the place. It's hoping the slice valves are better than that, but this tub is a little over 10 years old, so they are not holding great. So that's going to happen. You got to be prepared for that. I'm the spot guy. I'll be right back. Alright, so I pulled the water out, and I'm still going to keep my slices closed even though there's no water in the tub. So we're going to undo this one. We're going to twist the motor around and the pump. And I've got a new O-ring to go into the face. The O-ring is either cracked or just too flat to work correctly. So we're going to work on that. It'll go right here. So I'm going to open her up. This is a Sta-Rite DuraJet, so the bolts are going to be 3/8 on the face. So I'm going to pop these out. And just remember that it's turned this way. It's turned at 9 o'clock. And there's nuts in the back of this housing, so you have to be careful not to lose them. So there's only 4 in the face. So I've got the face off right there. And so you can see, take a little flat screwdriver, you can see that there's a O-ring right there. And it's kind of flat, so I've got a brand new one to replace it. So we offer those in our store. Now I'm going to turn it around and take the back cover off, which is going to be a 1/4 inch. And the beauty of this particular pump is it has a place to put a wrench in here to hold it, so you can turn the impeller off. And what that place is there's a little slot right here. It's got 2 flat sides on the shaft back there. So there you go, 7/16 wrench. And I can stick it in here, and it goes directly on the shaft, and it keeps the shaft from turning, so you can lock it down and turn the impeller off. You see how easy that is? Very easy to change the seal on this particular pump just because of that. And this actually looks real good. I'm going to pull the seal off. So that shaft there, that all looks real nice. So I'm going to take this and just, a brand new seal. This is a 201 seal, PS or P201. There's all kinds of different part numbers, and I sell it in a lot of different versions in my store. I offer a salt seal, one that's that works with salt. And something that you got to do is you can easily twist this around and actually break it loose where it will not line up with the metal part in the back, and when you screw it back in, you actually damage it. So you've got to make sure that the seal, when you twist it, that it locks back in. And what I'm talking about is, you see there's two little divots right here. You see there's a little thing there and there, and that's got two divots in it. You got to make sure that those two things line up. So as long as you don't twist too hard, you won't unline them, so it's not that hard to get out. Now the next thing is you just pull this around, take your flat screwdriver and just reach up in there and just pop the seal out. The shaft actually looks real good on this, so there's not too much to do. I am going to put a little bit of, that actually is pretty clean. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone around the edge of my seal. So a little bit of silly juice right around the edge right here. It doesn't take much. Just a little tiny bit, just enough to, it helps it slide in, and it'll also lock it in and keep it from twisting on you. So you just rub it around. Make sure you don't get any silicone on the ceramic surface. So I'm just gonna push that right up in there like that with my fingers. And I'm gonna take a piece of tubing, but you can use anything that's solid that goes around the shaft to make sure it's all the way in, and it is. Take my cloth and just kind of clean up around the edge. I don't want a whole lot of extra silicone in there. Now we're going to simply, with the seal in place, everything looks good right here, we're going to just screw this right back in. And when you're able to hold that shaft in the back, of course this one's not rusty. If it was rusty, it wouldn't have been that easy to get off, but you still could have got it off. The problem is holding the shaft a lot of times. So I'm going to pull that out. This is all done. This is back in place. This does not have a, some of them have a wear ring. This one doesn't. It actually fits inside here on the wear ring. So that's the old gasket. This is the new. It's nice and round. We're going to stick this back up in here. Little O-ring gasket, and we're going to stick this back on just like that right there. And just remember, you got nuts that are loose on the back of this thing, so if you stick this through real fast, you can actually push them out. Okay, there. Here and right here. So now I'm going to take my drill, and I'm not going to go real hard. In fact, I'm going to go real easy. I'm even going to turn my drill down to about 3 or 4 or 5 where it doesn't jam it. I just want to snug it up and go to the other side, snug that one up. Go here, snug this one up. Go up here and snug this one. Now, and what I'm doing on my drill is I'm allowing it to ratchet, basically. It'll get to a certain torque and stop. And that's what I want it to do, and that's what it does. So now the pump is good to go. We're going to put the back on. This little tub had a lot of little issues. It had a cold solder joint on the board. It had a bad starter capacitor here on the back of the pump. It had a leak on the wet end. It has a jet blown out on the inside, a master blaster jet. But all these things are very easy to solve. That's the beauty of it all. Simple things to solve. And I'm going to take, somebody has put this under and didn't take the rubbers out, so I'm going to pull these rubbers out to isolate the pump. If you put this under it, but you don't pull this out and isolate the bolts from the pump, then you might as well not even put this thing in there. So this goes under here, and it's just people that don't know what they're doing, going out and messing with hot tubs and doing stuff that they shouldn't do. And what I'm talking about is it had a bolt with a washer, so you just put that on it and that isolates that from the actual motor. So before I put these bolts back in it, I'm going to line my plumbing back up. I'm going to tighten everything up. I've already stuck new O-rings in here. And I'm going to tighten all this up before I mount the pump down. The reason I do that is I allow the plumbing to take its natural place. It's automatically going to put this pump in a certain area. Once you tighten it up, it's going to just let it settle. And so what that does is it minimizes stress on the plumbing, where this stuff over a period of time will break one of these nuts or something like that. And it also reduces vibration sounds, because if you just put it in a bind, it'll actually vibrate through the body of the pump. You can see I'm gonna let it naturally settle, and then I'm gonna put through bolts back in. Put my ground back on, fill her up, and we're back in business, friends. There we go. So now my ground is right here on the top. I'll pull it into place. Do not leave your ground off. If you have this is actually a backup ground. There's another ground already in your wiring to the pump, but this is a safety ground in case that ground was not hooked up or broke or whatever. It doesn't put you in danger of being having electricity in the water. So don't take a chance on it, friends. Do it right. It's easier to do it right than it is to die. So no air coming out. If I had a leak, you would hear air escaping as soon as you open that. You hear it going like that. You notice there's no air. So that is a completed repair. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put water back in it, and I'll let you see. So stay tuned. All right, friends, so I'm going to fire this pump up. I'm going to turn this tub on, and we're going to make sure there's no leaks. The pump is completed and sealed and everything is good. That's how you do it right there. So friends, we offer Sta-Rite pump parts on our website. Click the banner above this video and go to the website and purchase away. I don't know much, but I do know hot tubs. I'm the spa guy. Buy today.